Drop me off at the Dickinson. No, wait. Let me off at Foundation House, will you? I want to talk to the headmaster.
Come in. Well. Back again, Hicks?
Yes, sir. I am, and
And?
I'm glad to be here, sir. To have a second chance, I just wanted you to know that, sir. Right off the bat.
Good. By the way, the Dickinson has a new housemaster. I've transferred Mr. Tapping to the Wood Hall.
I hope it's not because of, anything.
Because of you and the problems you caused him? Don't flatter yourself. No, I just thought the transfer might give him a little rest. McNeuter's grand finale at the end of last term gave his nerves an awful shock.
McNeuter's grand finale? Sir, do you mean to say that McNeuter's been fired?
Well, let's just say he fired himself. Himself, his possessions, his entire room at the Dickinson. His mother writes that he's healing nicely, however. Which reminds me. Miss Brightwell. Issue a written directive stating that no chemistry stills of any kind are to be allowed in the boys' rooms, no matter how innocent the scientific pursuit. And Miss Brightwell, include that in next year's catalog, would you? Yep. Welcome back, Hicks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Fellas, here I am.
Hickey!
What's everybody doing over here?
Son of a Dickinson, you.
Egghead, how are you? Lovely, you lovely sight. Got a pup, still in top form, I see. Hungry. How's the void? This is great, everybody's here. The only one who's missing is Doc. Can't believe it about Doc.
The worst of it is that McNeuter blew Tapping right over here into the wood hull.
And who might this antediluvian shaft of bones with a southern drawl be?
And who might this carpetbagger come lately who talks like a Yankee salesman be?
Do you know who you're talking to? Don't you know that's the prodigious Hickey?
Never mind, Hungry. He'll find out soon enough.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Oh, I can feel it.
Genius Burns, the master's back.
Right, I've got it. Son, whoever you were, whatever name your parents gave you temporarily, until such time as you ran into me, blot it from the records. I baptize you the Tennessee Shad.
You haven't
That was
your
inspired.
touch.
I told you we were the presence of a master.
That'll do, I suppose. Gentlemen, I accept. But just now, I think I could do with a double jigger. So I'll go get my jacket and meet up with you later.
Hey, wait for us. See you, Hickey.
Bye, fellows. What does he mean he accepts? Of course he accepts. Who is this young upstart?
He's a new breed of youngin', and that's a fact. He's, I don't know, different. He's only been here half a term, but he's not green at all. He's burrowed right into the wood hull.
Well, the Woodhull can have him. Him and Tabby. Our concern is the Dickinson.
Right. It's good to have you back. The Dickinson's fallen on hard times, Hickey.
Well, that's all about to change now, gents, isn't it? The first thing we have to do is get off this Woodhull porch and get over to the Dickinson. Come on. Right.
Who else but Hickey can come up with the name of the Tennessee Shad?
You're right, Lovely. When no one else can think him up, Hickey can.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, Smith. It's your room, too.
No, that's all right. I have work to do at the library anyway.
Even Hickey can't come up with a name for Smith.
You're right, Lovely. He's just too ordinary.
Yeah.
Let's go have a jigger.
Boys! You, Lizelle. You too, Meade.
Yes, Mr. Tapping.
I noticed open tins of crackers as I passed your room just now, and crumbs everywhere. Such sloth only breeds vermin and insects. I'm afraid that if you cannot store your food properly, even if it is a gift from home, I shall have to confiscate it. That is all.
Enough.
What was that, Meade?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing, Mr. Tapping.
I see. And where do you boys think you're going?
To the village?
Well, think again. I want you all upstairs immediately to clean up the mess. At once.
Gee, it's good to have you back, Hickey. Just hasn't been the same.
Sure has been dull around here, but now that you're back, things are bound to get livelier.
Well, fellows, I'm a changed man. One term of sitting it out at home has made me cautious. Anyway, with Tabby in the Woodhull now, we shouldn't have any trouble. Should we, gents?
That all depends on our new housemaster. He's a new mathematics teacher.
Otherwise known as the unknown quantity. Doesn't show up till tomorrow class time.
He stood over us. He stood over us and made us pick up crumbs.
Lorenzo, Blackstone, Tabby.
Dickinson's gift to the Woodhull.
Yes. And now that Hickey's back, you can bet they can just sit around over there and...
Gloat
Right.
over our misfortune.
Right! Hey, we've got to show Tabby that we're not going to stand for any of this... For any of his what, Lovely?
His underhanded methods.
Exactly.
Tabby needs a lesson, and Hickey needs a lesson. The question is, how do we make our point to Tabby?
Hickey's the expert on Tabby.
Yeah. Hickey's always hatched up the big ones. Let's ask Hickey.
No, thank you. It was the Dickinson crowd that got us into this fix.
Strat is right. Trouble is, Hickey's such a genius when it comes to this kind of thing.
Well, it's time we gave Hickey and his fellows a run for their money.
Start with Tabby. But how?
How about the skeleton?
Who's gonna take it, huh? Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah, you.
What about Gutterpup?
He's got to crawl through the air hole.
What about you?
Somebody's got to supervise.
You're not superstitious, are you?
No, I'm not superstitious.
Come on, softly now.
What was that? It was nothing. It was the building. All buildings creak at night. I swear I heard something. Listen.
There he is again.
Shh. He's right. It's outside.
Duck it. It's only Frank the watchman. Keep quiet till he passes on. See? That's where we're gonna hoist him. Lovely. I'll go and get the gutter pup started, and then I'll be right back.
Are you gonna take the lantern?
Sure. Lovely, you're getting scared.
No, I'm not. I just don't like being left in the dark alone with this thing in my arms. That's all.
Well, do you want to do my job? Crawling up and down through 30 feet of air shaft with bugs and spiders and mice? Because if you do, just say so.
No, I'll stay here.
Right. Gutter pup, careful not to leave any clues.
You know something, Chad? You could make a bully of a criminal.
Lovely. Oh, is that your shot?
Were you scared?
What?
Say, you've got nerve. Honestly, how did it feel all alone, hugging old Bonesy in the dark?
You know, I kind of liked it. Yeah, I kept trying to imagine what it'd be like to see a ghost, but I could hardly keep awake. Holy cats, what's that?
Let's go to work.
Turkey, I swear.
Young gentlemen of the school, such an outrage has never occurred before in the history of this institution. Not only has a gross desecration been done to the sacredness of this spot, but a wanton and cowardly insult has been perpetrated on one of the masters. It is as cowardly as the miserable wretch who writes an anonymous letter. As cowardly as the drunken bully who shoots from the dark. I repel the thought that this is a manifestation of the spirit of this school. Rather, it is the isolated act of a few misguided unfortunates who should never have entered this institution and who will leave it on the day of their detection. Young gentlemen, be warned. That is all. You are dismissed to begin your first classes. Oh, dear. A smile would have saved you.
You're tapping?
Yeah, tapping. Tapping is an expert at historical facts and figures, but I'm afraid he understands nothing about the humanizing disciplines.
You think it was Hicks? If so, the fellow's astonishing. Needs no warm-up period at all.
No, frankly, I don't. But whoever did do it was hoping we would come to that conclusion. If so, Hicks may have himself a rival.
By heaven, I never thought of that. Well, in that case, Hicks may have more to learn this term than he thinks. What do you intend to do?
About this incident? Nothing. I refuse to engage this early in the term.
I see. But you have no intention of letting the boys know you feel that way.
Oh, exactly. You know my methods. Liberty, tempered with expulsion. However, time will tell. We'll see how Hicks fares with his new housemaster.
Oh, yes, the new mathematics professor. That should be interesting. Especially as Hicks is even weaker in mathematics than he is in Latin. Which reminds me. Oh, my goodness.
This Baldwin must be green. He ought to be quite easy.
I don't know. These mathematical sharks are always fancy markers.
Suffering Moses. I'm so thick when it comes to mathematics.
Me too. It's all up. I never could do anything with figures.
The figures, no. The skeletons, maybe.
Maybe.
The question is, gents, how do we fix it so that we don't get loaded down with too much work?
That's real simple.
Obvious. If we want short lessons, we've all got to flunk right in the beginning.
That's right. He's right.
Hickey's still the boy. Jeez, he's coming.
Boys, good morning. My name is Mr. Baldwin.
We're not only beginning a new term, but a new relationship together. I hope you'll like me. I know I shall like you. I'm quite a boy, you know. Quite a boy. Now, I'm going ahead on a new principle. I'm going to assume that you all take an interest in your work. I'm going to assume that you look upon life with seriousness and purpose. I'm going to assume that you realize the sacrifices your parents are making to afford you an education. Oh, I'm not here as a taskmaster. I'm here to help you, as your friend, your companion, as an older brother. That's it, an older brother. You know, as a mathematician, I believe in experiments even outside mathematics. I know our interest in one another will not be limited to the classroom.
Elder brother Baldwin is so easy, it's almost embarrassing. You know, I'm toying with the idea of getting a welcoming committee together to pay Baldwin a little visit.
This I gotta see.
Me too. Well, count us in, Hickey. Sorry, boys. Not this time. As he is our new housemaster, I deem it appropriate for only Dickinson men to be present. Members only, gents. Oh, and certainly no one who hasn't been in school for more than half a term. But give our regards to Tabby, won't you?
I am glad to see that you take me at my word, and I hope you will drop in often. There are lots of things I want to talk over with you.
Yes, it's very kind of you, sir.
And we, in turn, sir, thought you might like to know about some standard classroom procedures here at the school.
I'd appreciate that.
Yes, for example, sir, it's usual practice for teachers to call us up alphabetically for recitations, so we all get a chance to recite.
That way none of us gets passed over.
Yes, of course. An excellent method.
I hope that wasn't too forward of me to bring that up, sir.
Not at all. I hope you'll always find me open for suggestion. And I, too, have some ideas about education that I'm anxious to share with my boys. Education and government, for example. The democratic process.
Yes, sir. That sounds wonderful, sir.
We'll drop in again.
Real soon.
I'll take them.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Tapping, sir. Lovely. Let Mr. Tapping pass, will you?
Oh, certainly, certainly. Gutter pup, could you kindly step to the side and make a little path for Mr. Tapping?
By all means. With pleasure.
You, George Barker Smith.
Me, sir?
How dare you? You know the rules in this school against smoking.
Against smoking tobacco, sir?
Of course, against smoking tobacco. Well, what have you to say for yourself, Smith?
But this isn't a tobacco cigarette, sir. It's a Q-Beb.
What?
Q-Beb, sir. Dr. Jackson prescribed them for me as medicine for my cold.
And these are not tobacco, you say?
No, sir. Dr. Jackson gives them out for colds, hay fever, asthma.
I see. Well, if they are for medicinal purposes, I must say, Smith, I'm much relieved. Even the idea of any of the boys in this school giving in to the temptation of the demon cigarette. Well, suffice it to say, I'm much relieved. Let this be a reminder to all of you to remain sound and pure in mind and body. There are many evils in this world, not the least of which is tobacco. Remember, each and every one of you, every tobacco cigarette you smoke will be a nail in the coffin of your mother. Think of that, and I'm certain you will always keep steady.
Well, Baldwin, how goes it?
Oh, splendidly. The boys are more than friendly. We shall get on famously.
Daneos timeo et dona ferentes.
Oh, now.
Oh, yes, yes. I'm an old fogey. Old style. And it's based on good scientific research, Baldwin. Well, I just dropped in for a hint or two, which you won't pay any attention to, but never mind. When you've lived with the young human animal as long as I have, you won't have any illusions.
I don't know. We live in an enlightened age. I'm sure that's filtered down to the modern boy.
The modern boy, as you call him, is no different to any other boy. He doesn't want to be enlightened. he hasn't the least desire to be educated. And he isn't educated. His memory merely detains for a brief period of time a larger and larger number of facts. Oh, he can remember when he's compelled to, but he's supremely bored by the performance. All he wants to do is to grow, play, and get into sufficient mischief. My dear fellow, treat him as a splendid young savage who will break a rule for the joy of matching his wits against yours, and don't take him seriously, which you are in danger of doing. And don't let him take you seriously, or he'll lead you to a cropper.
No. That's just what I intend to change. This whole antagonistic spirit of education. Replace old prejudices with modern methods. That's the ticket.
You never were in a boarding school, were you?
No.
Well, after all, the first year, Baldwin, we learn more than we teach.
We need hitters and we need runners.
Well, the Shad looks like you can round the diamond in nothing flat with those limbs.
Yep, you're right. You could be the top talent find of the season in that department, you Tennessee Shad, you. Shad?
What? Sorry. My mind's on other things.
What is it, old philosopher?
Nothing as fatiguing as running around a baseball diamond. My mental gymnastics are so intense, they require all my strength.
Well, this ought to be good. You're developing a what, Gutter Pup?
A local reputation.
Yeah, but what I'm out for is an international reputation.
You don't say so.
And I've just thought up the greatest stunt pulled off in any school, any time, any country.
Well, we're listening.
Well, I'll put it this way. What would happen if the faculty ever really caught any of us smoking?
Oh, it's a crime punishable by suspension.
So says the catalog.
What I propose to do is to go 2 times around the circle inside of every master in the place, smoking a tobacco cigarette.
Oh, at night? I mean, that's an easy one.
No, in full daylight.
And remain in school?
And remain in school.
Are you a betting man?
First, last, and always.
I'll bet you. I'll bet you my monthly allowance.
You're on.
4! Oh, dear, now I can't even see where it went.
Thank you,
Smith, sir. Just Smith.
Oh, yes, Smith. Well, don't look so downcast. It's a fine, upstanding name. What do the boys call you?
Smith, sir. Just Smith.
Do you mean you've been 3 years at this school and have escaped a nickname? How did you contrive to do that?
Just too average, sir. Average height.
Unlike 2 inches brown, for example.
Yes, sir. And average weight.
As opposed to Puffball Perkins, eh? Or Flea McIntyre.
Average student.
Triumphant eggheads out, I'm afraid.
Average athletic ability.
Flash Condit.
Even my teeth are average.
Which rules out Walrus or Tuscarora Smith, which sounds so well.
No outstanding accomplishments or characteristics at all.
Oh, cheer up, Smith. Some boys are born to greatness, others have greatness thrust upon them. You look like a thrust-upon type to me. And after all, your life here isn't quite over.
Now, take politics, for instance. What do you know about politics?
Why, nothing.
And yet here we are in the middle of an election year.
That's true. That is so, Hungry.
Gee, I never thought of that.
I have an idea I'd like to talk over with you. Suppose we had a political campaign right here on campus.
You mean an election?
That's right. Although not for any of our national candidates. I think it's best to keep personalities out of this.
Do you mean an election over an issue of, say, school policy?
Yes. Yes, what a good idea. I must say, Hicks, I find your responsiveness most gratifying. You have leadership qualities, Hicks. Leadership qualities. Now, here's my thinking.
We'll structure a campaign with 2 parties, 2 leaders.
But where in blazes did you get this political shindy into your thinker?
It's Elder Brother's theory of education. One of his theories. Elder Brother is much distressed at the political ignorance of the modern boy.
There you fellas are. I've been looking all over for you. You won't believe it. The wonder of the age is about to walk through that door. Gentlemen, I'm honored to announce the one, the only.
Great, well, holy cats and mice.
Doc. Holy cats, Doc's back.
Well, I'll be jiggered. Exactly. I don't believe it.
Doc McNeuter. Well, gents, it just goes to show you can't keep a good man down.
Chief, and to think they carried you out of here on a stretcher.
Well, it would take more than a small explosion to kill me. But I still can't figure out where I went wrong with that chemical experiment, though. I mean, I felt sure that I'd come up with a way to turn the baser metals into gold. Oh, I'll get it yet. Meanwhile, it's good to be back. Fill me in.
Well, you may not think it's so good when you hear Hickey's latest. He's fixed up a little plan with brotherly love Baldwin.
Oh, yeah. I made his acquaintance when I checked in at the Dickens. A joy. A perfect joy.
Well, you won't think so when you hear that Hickey's cooked up a scheme with Baldwin to have a political campaign.
Campaign? Here at the school? The Lawrenceville School? John C. Green Foundation?
The same.
I don't believe it. It's a dream come true. Hickey, my bounding boy, I can see your cunning hand.
I think Doc's been fire damaged. What the deuce do you see in it, Doc?
Hickey, you rambunctious, foxy, prodigious Hickey. However did you manage it?
Sympathy, Doc. Sympathy. It's a beautiful thing, boys. Beautiful and rare.
Hickey, don't torture me with curiosity. Where are we at?
Well on the way to bonfires, stump speeches, parades, etc., etc.
It sounds most attractive. But how will the headmaster ever fall for it?
I figure I have 2 chances. Baldwin, or the decoy ducks.
Decoy ducks?
Decoy ducks.
I've given the matter serious thought, and the following collection of archangels will be rounded up tomorrow morning for the doctor's inspection. Wash Simmons, Halo Tompkins, the Saphead, and a few high markers to boot. Egghead, of course, and Al Peterson. And Plato Watkins. The doctor's real affectionate with him.
Well, boys, this appears to be a responsible gathering. An unusually responsible one. Mr. Baldwin has apprised me of his plan, and I must confess to feeling gratified. The leaders of this school have shown such an interest in the political welfare of our nation. As it happens, I leave next week for a conference in Boston on increased liberty in secondary education. So, Mr. Baldwin, I will leave you to plan the necessary details.
Thank you, sir. Boys? I think that went extremely well, boys. Extremely well. The headmaster is very pleased. Now we can get on with the business of forming this campaign.
Well, how'd it go?
Oh, couldn't be better. And now that Doc's back, things will return to normal. The Dickinson is clearly the seat of political power and influence in this institution.
Did you ever doubt it?
Well, I must confess there was
Holy
a time-
mackerel, do you see what I see?
Halt!
What's wrong, sir?
Throw that cigarette down this instant, you young reprobate!
Please, sir. I'm trying to work off a cold. It's only a cubeb.
A what?
A cubeb, sir.
Were these prescribed by Dr. Jackson?
Oh, yes, indeed, sir. Of course, the cubeb isn't tobacco.
But smoking is forbidden.
Oh, no, sir. Catalog only forbids the use of tobacco. Cubebs are a medicine.
Of course. Carry on. It's all right, boys. We'll continue our discussions tomorrow.
going to see what the shad thinks he's doing.
No, wait. Look, here comes the muffin head.
It's a cubeb, sir.
How do you like that? The muffin head just walked away.
Wait, there's Pa Dater.
He just walked away.
Well, guess there's no Roman.
Someone must have put him wise.
That Roman, he's too smart to come out.
Now what?
Now what? Now for the real thing. See, I had my own decoy ducks. Go.
You see, Baldwin, I happened to notice how you and the other masters were caught out there. If you're going to deal with boys, you must outthink them. That's the only way, Baldwin, the only way. Don't walk into their traps. Don't do it. Every time a master lets himself be fooled, he loses some of his authority. Imagination, Baldwin. Imagination.
Shad, my profound congratulations. I admit, I never thought you could do it.
Me neither. My hat is off to you, Shad. Of course, I'm a poorer man for it, but it was well worth the wager.
Gents,
Look at that.
we'll go down the annals of the school. Let's go.
There he was, hoisted on the shoulders of the school.
I have to admit, he's a cool one.
Shad has been a thorn in my side long enough. He's got the whole Woodhull believing that they're it.
We need to reestablish supremacy, that's all.
Yes, but how? Don't worry, Hickey. I've got great faith. An opportunity will present itself.
And there he was, lecturing Baldwin on the intricacies of the boyish mind.
Tapping, of all people.
The devil of it is, I'm certain that a great flim-flam has been perpetrated on us all by the Tennessee Shad.
Is that what they call him? Who gave him that name? Hickey, I suppose.
Well, if it was, he's ruining the day, I'm sure. I caught a glimpse of his face when they were cheering the Shad.
So that's Hick's rival. Well, well, well.
Well, who else would it be? The boy had insinuated himself here before Hicks had returned from exile.
Was he responsible for the skeleton, do you suppose?
We'll probably never know for sure.
Probably. Well, it's ancient history. Still, we wouldn't want the Tennessee Shad to feel that he'd escaped our notice altogether.
Quite right.
Hello, old sock butts. Where's the Shad?
I don't know. He went for a walk. Gee, he was supposed to go up to the roof with us. It's the only place to be in nice weather like this, Smith.
Well, it's stifling in here. You should come along with us.
I ought to finish this Cicero.
Oh, come on. I'll give you the translation when we come down.
Come on. Don't be a grind, Smithy.
Come on, Smith.
All right, I'm with you.
That's my boy.
You lost anything, sir?
I understand you've had a bad cold. It seems to have gone, however.
Sir.
Congratulations. Now that you're better, the headmaster has suggested that you might like to stroll over to the library with me. There's a new consignment of books that needs cataloguing. I'm sure you'd like to volunteer for a little library duty.
Be careful, Smithy. It's slippery as the deuce up here. Look
Look out, fellas, I'm gonna... Slide! No, Smith!
Poor old Smith is dead. Squashed like a bug. We'll never recognize his remains.
God, Pup. It's all our fault.
Brace up. Now, we've got to get down to him. Come on now, careful. Ah! Smithy's dead! Smithy's dead! Smith, are you dying?
Are your bones all broken?
I'm all full of gravel.
Holy cats, can you beat that? Oh, we best get him upstairs.
Yes. All right, come on. Yes, fellows. Come on, let's get him upstairs.
And someone to get Dr. Jackson.
5:36, 37. So where can I dispose of these?
In the wastebasket.
You did sit down rather hard. But other than that, you're extremely lucky, young man. Now, see to it you stay in bed the next few days. Although something tells me you have no choice in the matter. Good day.
I was right. An opportunity has presented itself.
What?
My boy, you're a wonder. You're great. You're it. There's been nothing like it ever happened.
I suppose everyone's excited?
Excited? My boy, they are howling with curiosity. I don't suppose you realize what we can make of this, do you?
What do you mean?
First of all, where are those 37 pieces of gravel?
I threw them away.
My boy, pearls before swine.
They're over there in the basket.
Smith, you have certain qualities, I'll admit. But what you need is a manager. Now, I represent the Honorable Hickey Hicks, and my client has empowered me to make you a proposition. The contract to which I have right here.
Why? What are you thinking of?
Smith, you nincompoop. There's money to be made. Exhibitions. Paid exhibitions, my boy. We'll organize the greatest sideshows ever known.
Won't that be rather undignified?
Dignity. Talk to me of dignity when you can hear the gold rattling in your pockets. When you lodge in a marble palace and ride fast horses up Fifth Avenue.
Fast horses are of no worth to me at all right now.
All right. Forget the fast horses. But that doesn't mean we still can't make money. My boy, you don't know what you're worth.
What do I get out of it?
Half.
Why, you low-down robber.
Who had the idea? And we organized the whole show? My boy, we are generous. My client is even now putting his mind to thinking of a name for you worthy of your exploit. Come on now. Together we can make history and money. Is it a go?
Wow. All right.
Now, mind, no private exhibitions now. In fact, mum's the word altogether. Agreed?
Agreed.
Wait till you see the posters.
Step right up, gents, and shake hands with Old Ironsides, the human meteor, the plunging rocket, the boy gravel yard. But only this afternoon, gents. Admission is 5 cents, 10 cents for freshmen to hear Old Ironsides tell you in his own words of his death-defying act. Also on view are the original 37 pieces of gravel, which can be yours, gents, for only $1 a piece. That's $1 a piece, gents. But only today. You have to get them now. Come one, come all. Collectors only.
They're going for it, Doc. We're doing it right under the shad's nose.
Next, step right up. Enter lively, gents. Go see Doc McNuder. That's Doc McNuder, the gentleman with the bowler and the spectacles. You can pay him.
Oh, it's all Ironsides.
The headmaster and I have given the campaign a good deal of thought, and we've settled on the question of a student disciplinary committee as an issue of interest, and yet one that can be calmly and orderly discussed. The two parties will be the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. That is all, boys. Hicks, would you remain a moment? I've asked you to stay behind, Hicks, because I'd like you to lead the Anti-Federalist position.
You mean in favor of the faculty, sir?
Exactly. Oh, I know that's the less popular position. That's why I'd like someone with your capabilities to lead the way.
Yes, sir. I'll do my best, sir. But might I suggest an incentive, just as inducement to get the boys on our side?
What did you have in mind?
We'll say a bonfire or an event of that nature. Just something for the fellows to rally around.
I see your point. A faculty-approved bonfire might be just the thing. Capital, Hicks, capital.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
We've got the short end of it, all right. Imagine us standing up for the faculty.
But fellows, don't you see, if you come out for the faculty, then win or lose, you come out ahead. I foresee blissful times in the future, gents, blissful times. Why, already, Brotherly Love Baldwin has agreed to a rousing bonfire for the campaign.
True. It's very, very true.
What we need to do is just plan this very carefully.
Add a few extra planks to our platform.
Exactly.
Enhance our position.
Exactly. If I could just make a suggestion here.
And what would that be?
I want to be made chairman of the Finance Committee.
Finance Committee?
Finance Committee.
If I might just interject here, gents, I would like to know what claim the Honorable Tennessee Shad has to a position of trust and responsibility.
Claim or no claim, either I handle the funds of this here campaign or the Anti-Federalist Party begins to split.
Split? Gentlemen, we must have harmony. I propose we take a vote.
Yes.
All those in favor of Hickey, say aye. Aye. All those in favor of the Tennessee Shad?
Aye.
The will of the majority is clear. William Hicks it is. Congratulations.
Thank you, Turkey.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you, gents.
In that case, gentlemen, I have the honor of bidding you farewell. This great party is in the hands of commercial interests and private privilege. I retire. I withdraw. I shake the dust from my feet. I depart. But I shall not sleep. I shall not rest. Remember, gentlemen of the Anti-Federalist Party, this hour. And when, in the stillness of the night, you hear the swish of the poisoned arrow, the swirl of the tomahawk, the thud of the secret stone, pause and say to yourself, the Tennessee Shad done it. Fellow Federalists, let us depart.
Baldwin, you've got to call off this whole campaign.
Call it off?
Yes. Don't you see that it's bound to stir up rivalries in this school that already exist?
I don't see how.
I tell you, we're just going to have a bunch of hotheads on our hands.
I don't agree at all. The boys are proceeding in a most orderly fashion. They've already organized a bonfire for the campaign.
The boys have organized a what?
Bonfire?
Baldwin, don't you realize the forces you've unleashed?
Goo-goos. Hickey, did you see what is hanging outside the Shad's window?
Goo-goos.
Goo-goos and apron strings. Hickey, old boy, we've got to be up and doing.
It's all the Shad's work. We should never have let him get away from us. It's a rotten issue and a rotten game.
I'm proud to announce that Lovely and I have established a thorough system of espionage.
That's right. Through the corruption of Klondike Jackson. He waits tables at the Dickinson.
And in addition, Muskrat Foster.
Muskrat Foster. Right. Not being over-popular at the Davis, he has perceived the great truths of federalism as we know it.
Good work. And the whole force form is ours, too. The anti-feds don't stand a chance.
Fellows, I'm no silver-tongued orator, but Butsy White over at the Griswold is what? Is afraid that the other residents of the Griswold aren't quite up on their anti-federalism and are going to need a little bit of literature to educate them.
Literature?
8 volumes, 8 greenbacked pieces of literature.
The robber.
Why, that's corruption.
Clearly. But the question remains, do they get the literature? Yes or no?
I protest. Remember, gents, this is a clean campaign. We will not buy votes, no. However, we will encourage local enterprise. Let's see. The Griswold must be trying to fit themselves out for the new baseball season. Therefore, I suggest contributing towards a catcher's mask and a mitt and letting it go at that.
Vote anti-federalism and you vote for the civil liberties of the schools.
Yeah.
A vote for anti-federalism means padded seats in the chapel.
Yes.
Gentlemen, we will not be moved by the anti-feds and their corrupt party.
Well, Baldwin, what news? Thoroughly satisfied with your new course on political education?
Why, the boys seem enthusiastic. I think they're thoroughly interested.
Interested? Yes, quite so. Oh, by the way, Baldwin, I'm going to Trenton for the evening. If there's any attempt to set the house on fire or to dynamite it, do go out and argue gently with the boys. Reason with them, Baldwin, and appeal to their better natures. Goodbye.
In the name of the Anti-Federalist Party, I hereby light this bonfire.
I don't understand. I reasoned with them. I did.
Baldwin, look at this mess. This is the result of your modern methods. And the headmaster due back any moment. Now you will get every boy in this school into that chapel immediately. And when you've done that, you will talk to them.
I?
Yes, you. Now you started this. You finish it.
Young gentlemen of the Lawrenceville School, I will say just one word. The political campaign will stop now, at once. A vote on the issue, the proper issue, will take place immediately. Will the leaders of both parties stand? You too, McNeuter. You're as much a ringleader as anyone. Now, each of you will return to the matter at hand and state briefly and clearly, if you can, your party's position. Hicks?
Well, I guess we've all proved the anti-federalist position.
What Hickey means, I guess, is that we've shown we're unfit to govern ourselves. Should let the faculty do it.
Right. I'd just like to say that I, for one, certainly had no intention of demonstrating it this way. I'm very sorry, Mr. Baldwin, sir.
Me too. I don't think we should give up on ourselves yet. I know it looks pretty bad. The campus is, well, a mess. But it was our first go. And even though some fellas were slow to warm up to the issue at first, it did eventually pull in every last one of them. Let's give the Federalist position another try. I think we're ready now for some real responsibility. I know I am. And I'd like to prove it.
Well then, before we vote, would anyone have anything else to add? Smith?
Well, what if we were to keep discipline in the hands of the faculty, but have a sort of an advisory board made up of students? I mean, not for the feds or for the anti-feds, and not for the Dickinson or the Woodhull or any other house, but for Lawrenceville, for the school.
Hooray for Old Ironside.
Well done, Baldwin. Congratulations. I think the experiment was very successful. Don't you?
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Up next at 9 o'clock, Soldiers of the Summit. Learn how the nation's ski industry flourished through the efforts and influences of the men of the 10th Mountain Division of World War II. That's all coming your way next at 9 o'clock right here on KMTF Fresno.